Hello, everybody. We are live. And not only that, I'm on time. I'm on time. So let's get into it tonight. It is 8 o'clock. It is Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to talk about a few things. We got to talk about Nicki Minaj and how you guys are feeling. I talked about it just a tiny bit this morning, but let's get into it. Let's get into do we think, you know, Nick Reiner is going to get off? Is this a Hollywood thing, a celebrity thing, or is he going to have to withstand everything? Like, is he just because he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia? Like, does he get off? Does he get inheritance? Let's talk about it all. Let's talk about David and Celeste and why does David need an incinerator in his home? Like, there's a lot to talk about. So y'all get on in here. This is Blacklink Mag Media. Come on in, hit the like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, I'm going to give people a few minutes to get in, and we're going to jump right in to the conversation. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Hello, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Joshua. Harlem, happy Monday, y'all. Come on in. Let's get this conversation started. I'm so excited, or I'm so interested in knowing what you guys are thinking and what y'all are feeling about this conversation. We're going to have to see. Come on in, come on in. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's a free way to support the channel. It keeps us in the algorithm as well, so we do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like. It take a half a second to do that. A free way, just a free way to support the channel. You don't even have to spend no money. There's a few things to talk about. Let's see. Welcome everybody. As you come in, hit the like button. What did I do with my glasses? I don't like those. Where are my glasses? I just had them. I don't like these. Hey, Right. Joshua, Wright, Harlem. Who else is in here? If you in here, let me know you here so I can say hello. 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago. I'm on time. Nice. Am I a little late? Is this too late for you, Right? So come on in, you guys. Let's get started. So I still didn't get to see the live. Oh, I didn't get to see my boy Ray J's live. I don't know why I couldn't see it. So I can only imagine. I can only imagine what he got going on over there, especially if he's on drinks. So All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and we're going all in. I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to hear what you guys have to say about it. Hopefully, I get another one or get my new. Yeah, Joshua, hope you'll get another one. He was tree shopping with his girlfriend. Okay. I missed him. I can only imagine. Guys, double tap the screen to thumbs up for the live. Yeah, so you guys, what Harlem said. Double tap your screen to hit that like button, make the thumbs up for this video. We would appreciate it. All it takes, just tap your screen. Tap tap and hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. So y'all give me 15 more seconds. I got my water. I gotta find my other glasses, and then I'll be right back. And we can jump right into it. We'll talk about a few things, and we're gonna have crime solve Monday, and it's only about our opinions over here, okay? And what we think and what we see with what we are getting, the information that we have on these crimes that have been committed and the people involved in it. So I'm ready to get into that conversation. Um, Double tap the screen. Yes. So on your phone, if you're on your phone, just double tap it. If not, just hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Either way, just hit it. I'll be right back. Oh, my glasses. What do I do with my glasses? How many do you have tonight? Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah. All right, all right, all right. All right, I'm back, y'all. Let me see what the chat's saying. Ray J said he just started the YouTube. He's been banned everywhere else, but he's still live. He said he's supposed to be in the house, but you out and live. Why he's supposed to be in the house? He got a curfew? I didn't see it. Where you at, Ray? Okay, I'll catch Ray later. So let's just get into this conversation, you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. And said because he's out on. Oh, so they gave him a curfew for misdemeanors. Okay, well he need to do what they tell him to do. All right, you guys, let's talk about a few things. So, um, I don't know how you feel about this, Harlem, but Clarissa Shields was recently inducted into the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame in Michigan. Like, I think that's a big deal for her. I think Clarissa got it going on. I think that she's doing her thing. Oh, no glasses. I don't like none of them. I think that she's doing her thing. I think that she has a lot of haters. And but she keeps pushing and she has been inducted. So it says a major honor recognizing her legendary amateur career, including her historic 2 consecutive Olympic gold medals, 2012 and 2016, and dominant record despite still being an active professional boxer. This induction, celebrated in Detroit, places her among Michigan's greatest athletes and solidifies her legacy with fellow honorees like Rasheed Wallace and Chris Chalois. So I am super proud of her. Yes, she is. That's her hometown, and they are feeling her. And she just continues to do her thing. She keeps rising. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Me and glasses don't work. But anyway, she keeps doing her thing and it's got her man by her side, who is publicly continues to publicly say that he is in love with her. She is his princess. And they gonna be all right. They're happy. They want everybody to go on about their business because they're going about their business. But again, I am proud. I'm proud of her. And Clarissa is going to be having her newest match in February. So all eyes on her in February. Let me see what the chat is saying. Oh Lord, Harlem. Um, but did you see her on the Breakfast Club? Yeah, so we did talk about that a little bit. Now I do have to say, she was on the Breakfast Club and I felt like she got out of her lane when it came to Papoose and Remy, just for the simple fact that he needs to deal with that stuff on his own. His divorce, how they're gonna parent, co-parent, all that stuff. She shouldn't have spoke on it and he shouldn't let her speak on it, but that's just my opinion, how I feel about it. But outside of that, I still dig you, Clarissa. You still the GOAT. I was hoping you would talk about it and Galactic was here. Is Galactic here now or then? Yeah, because we kind of touched on it a little bit in the fact that at the Breakfast Club, she kind of sit back in the cut till they brought her to the table. But when they brought her to the table, really it got under her skin when DJ Envy was like, Pap, I was really hoping because I've been knowing y'all for so long, I was really hoping that y'all would, kind of, work it out. And then he kind of said, not the relationship, the friendship, but he was kind of hoping they would work it all out because they knew her. But she didn't like that. That did not sit well with her at all. And she's like, y'all keep harping on the past or whatever. And just I think she should just not speak on Remy, period. Just don't speak on Remy, period. And then you'll be okay. She'll be okay. Oh, she is in here. All right, so let's move on. Just a second. So, I hope it didn't go away. Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is going after the former LA district attorney. His team claims that there were 60 fraudulent errors on Megan Thee Stallion's medical records submitted in the 2022 trial. So he is actually filing an appeal. So let's talk about it real quick. It says Tory Lanez continues to do everything he can to prove he wasn't given a fair shot in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting trial. As we previously reported, Lanez did an interview from prison where he stuck to his belief that he was wrongfully convicted. He also alluded to the new evidence emerging after the trial. Now, he did say, he was like, you guys are putting on my name that I am this bad person, that I am against women, I'm this woman beater. And he said, I don't hit women and I didn't shoot a woman. They asked him, did he think that he should have gotten on the stand to testify for himself? And he was like, all he said was that had I got on the stand, I think the outcome would have been different. But I don't know if he would have got on the stand, if that would have saved him from getting the 10 years and walking or what. But he feels like if he would have gotten on the stand, that maybe things would be different right now. But every appeal that he has submitted has been denied. So we'll see, what happens. He said the filing includes testimony from a software expert who reviewed Megan's medical records from the 2020 incident and claims there were 60 fraudulent errors in the records presented at trial. by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. The defense says missing documents titled Evidence suggest a hospital security guard bagged and transferred bullet fragments, which contradicts trial testimony that no fragments were recovered. The report also alleges altered text, faulty QR codes, questionable signatures, formatting issues, missing or repeated pages, and conflicting dates. Additionally, the defense claims about 300 pages of information were withheld. The court has not yet ruled on the claims. Tory's team also alleges that the surgeon that operated on Megan is now missing. Nowhere to be found. So what do you guys think about that? Like, I feel like here's what I think. I think that you can he certainly has the right to appeal. He certainly has the right to have his team of lawyers to do their due diligence. But the track record seems to show within the courts that they are not hearing him. He served 3 of this 10-year sentence so far, and he continues to fight for his freedom. Like, I'm not mad at him for that. I'm not mad at him for the fact that he wants to go do whatever he can to try to be released, and he's not giving up. But it looks like the courts are not having it. So his lawyers are going to really have to come with some hardcore evidence in order to make that happen. So right now, currently, Tory Lanez is waiting on a judge to make a decision whether they will move forward with this appeal, and so that he can be heard. His evidence that he has this, oh my gosh, can be heard. So that's Tory Lanez. I'm not sure. Are we still here? Yeah. So I'm not sure what the outcome is going to be, but we will continue to watch that and see. Megan Thee Stallion is like, you guys stop it already. I'm done with it. Like, leave me alone. Quit talking about it. Quit talking on my name. Like, it's over. It is totally over, and I need y'all to stop, is what she's saying. So did you guys see the shoplifter and his woman in Walmart? I think it was Walmart. Yeah. They were inside of a Walmart. They were shoplifting. This is just off the cuff, right? They were shopping. He shoplifted, had a bag or whatever. They thought they were shoplifting. So they asked the couple to come into a private room, sit down. They said at first everything went cool. And while they were sitting there, all of a sudden the man reaches in his pocket, in his bag, pulls out a pow and starts to try to shoot the officer. And the only thing that kept it from happening is the gun locked or got stuck or whatever, and it didn't happen. He could have lost. Now, they did pull guns out. They did pull the pows out, but they did not unalive him. Surprisingly enough, he is still living to go face what he has to face now for pulling out a weapon and trying to harm an officer for shoplifting. A little bitty shoplifting charge now turns into a whole pow. And that officer, they got him and they took him down to the ground, and now it's over. Was he under the influence? Okay, where are we at? Am I missing something? Are we talking about Tory or the shoplifter? What are y'all talking about? I skipped really fast to the other one. But Harlem says, was he under the influence? Wright said, oh, the shoplifter. So when you look at it, let me see, do I have it? I'll share it. Let's look at him really quick. I think I have it. Just a second. I can get it. Because when I look at him, it looked like he might have been under the influence of something. And when the girl, his girlfriend that was with him, when she did that, like you could tell she was totally in shock. Like, what just happened? So I'm not even sure she didn't know, she didn't see that coming. Whether she knew he had a pow or not, I don't know, but she didn't see that coming. All right, let me see if we can share. Y'all know this internet be jacking up.
Canton police say this unfolded Thursday afternoon inside the wall.
Okay, that's cool. Nothing on you. Was going to poke me, stab me? No.
The officer proceeds to ask Newman and Jeffrey questions, and for a few minutes, the two sit quietly. Newman appearing visibly upset, putting his face in his hands as Jeffrey. The man in the white shirt tackles Newman as the officer draws his weapon. After a brief struggle, Newman is taken to the ground.
Yeah, so anyway, this stupid internet, I don't know why it does that, but now it turns into an attempted unaliving where it was just you stole something, go face the music for that, right? Now you got a whole attempted unaliving done. On Inside Edition, some seem to think he may have wanted unalived by a cop. He may have wanted to be unalived by the cop, maybe? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Well, that would have done it. Like, now, here I go, devil's advocate. Wonder if there was a black guy that pulled that gun out. Would he still be alive right now? Or would they just attack him and bring him to the ground? And I don't know. Just a thought. Being Crump will be taking another case. That's where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at, right? I don't think that he would have walked away from that alive. That's my thoughts. But it was clearly, I could clearly see that the girlfriend was just floored. Like, she's like, what is happening? What happened? Hey, you guys, thank y'all for being here. Hit the like. The likes are not matching. If you could just hit the like really quick for me, I would appreciate it. So, anyway, moving right along before we get into our other conversations. Did you guys see the Jeffrey Epstein video where he allegedly was trying to unalive himself? Now, here's my thing about that. Was that Jeffrey? Here it is. Oh gosh, I don't think y'all are going to be able to see it because of this stupid internet. But anyway, an apparent fake video that appeared to show Jeffrey Epstein committing suicide somehow made its way to the Epstein file dump and onto the official Department of Justice. Oh, so basically this was not the real deal. Here's what we have. I was thinking like, I don't even think that's him. Like, I don't even think that they would show something like that. But this is what we found. Did you guys see this? So what you have is him sitting on the floor with something tied around his neck, something on his head, and the thing that he has tied around his neck is attached to his bunk. But it says newly released photos from the Department of Justice appears to show the late financier Jeffrey Epstein in the presence of a young child. More details to the link, but that was something different. I thought that was part of it. But this one in particular was saying that this was him in the video, and I didn't think it was him at all. And now we're finding out from Radar Online, shout out to them, that this was a fake video that was released with everything else, with the supposed files, and it happens to be a fake video of him claiming that it's Epstein trying to unalive himself. So Wright says, I didn't see the video, but one multimillionaire has not one multimillionaire has unalived himself prior to their court case. It just doesn't happen. 0 counts. Afterwards, yes. Before, no, not one. Why release it now and not when it happened makes no sense, because I don't even think that was I don't think that's a real video. And I was questioning if it was a real video. And then I just, with you guys, as I was looking at it, saw that it was not the real deal. So yeah. It's too real. Yes, Bad Bunny, it is. And I was just like, I just don't feel like this is him. I feel like it's fake. But how would it get mixed up? And it's not nothing. I'm not surprised that it got mixed up in the files that was released, that was so redacted that this didn't get redacted, but it got released. Go figure. Yeah. Okay. All right, this last one before we move on to the other things that we were. Hey, Montana, I was wondering if you was coming on. It says mother of 6 turned down a 5-year plea deal and was sentenced to 20 years for targeting elderly victims in a $200K identity theft scheme. So she was stealing these elderly people's identity, got caught, has 5 kids. I think she has 5 kids. I don't know. But she was going to take a plea. The plea deal was that she was supposed to, that she would get 5 years. Instead, she didn't take the plea and ended up getting 20 years. Took her from her kids just like that for that long. A Palm Beach County woman who rejected a 5-year plea deal is now facing 2 decades behind bars after a jury found her guilty in a nationwide fraud scheme that targeted dozens of victims. Prosecutor says the mother of 6 orchestrated an identity theft operation that involved hijacking representation that involved hijacking victims' phone numbers by pretending to be a representative from their wireless carrier. In at least one case, an elderly victim was tricked into sharing a verification code, which allowed her to take control of his phone number and lock him out of his own account. Once the phone numbers were taken over, authorities say she attempted to break into victims' banks, emails, and Apple accounts. Investigators later discovered an unfamiliar iPhone connected to one victim's Apple account and traced digital evidence back to her. Law enforcement says the scheme impacted more than 50 victims, elderly victims, across multiple states. Many of the elderly are involved attempted wire transfers totaling more than $220,000. Detectives also linked her to another compromised phone, an iCloud account in Las Vegas, where photos allegedly tied back to her. During a search of her home, police recovered a notebook containing personal information for dozens of victims, multiple electronic devices, and more than $15,000 believed to be in stolen funds. Despite being offered a 5-year plea deal for all of that, she chose to take the case to trial. A jury ultimately convicted her on all counts, including identity theft, grand theft over $100,000. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Here's where she messed up. Why take it to trial? First of all, they are going to be in their feelings about you compromising and bothering these elderly people that don't know better, that just, you can talk them into whatever. That's first of all. Second of all, you're a Black woman. You're going to go take it to trial because what? They're offering you 5 years. And they're saying, listen, if you take it, well, the plea is 5 years, but if you don't take the plea and you take it to trial, you could face up to this amount of time. Found guilty on all counts, 20 years in prison, and has to leave 6 kids behind. She thought she was going to beat it. Get found innocent. It's a huge gamble. It is a huge gamble, but you have to weigh your options, right? Who is she causing the crime against? Was the big deal. Look at who she is, Black woman. So there's 2 things. She's a minority. There's 3 things against her right now that says I can't go to trial. I can't do it. And it is, right? It's her decision, but her counsel should instruct her otherwise. Yeah. Like, and maybe they did. And she was still like, no, I can beat it. I know I can beat it. I don't know how it went. But however it went, 20 years in prison, opposed to 5 years. And since it wasn't a violent crime, she probably could have just went and got her 2.5 years done, 2 years done, and been done. Now she got 20 years behind bars. Although it's still legal and fraud, that's why it's good to know your number. What number do you need to be good? Most of the people doing this get sloppy, get careless, and get greedy. Needless. This one last time, just one more time. Yep, that's right. It's true. And then you get caught. Did I miss anything? So you think that's reason? Money Man Montana said. So you think that's the reason why Trump wanted those files hidden, because it will prove Epstein is still. Oh, I don't think he's still alive. Do y'all think he's still alive? I don't think he is. I think he's gone. I think he's a deceased man. Welcome, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for stopping in. All right, so let's move on. I want to start with Nicki Minaj. Let's talk about your girl, Nicki Minaj. I'm kind of, and I talked a little bit about this today, but I'm kind of frustrated with Nicki Minaj and it's her. Listen, before we get into it, here's what I'm gonna say about Nicki Minaj. It's totally a free world. She can flip the script. She can say what she want to say at these rallies, whatever she went to with Erica Kirk. She can believe what she want to believe. That's her right. It's her right. But the entire time I was listening to it, after you sent it to me, right? The entire time that I was listening to it, I was like, this seems so forced and so made up, to the point where way bigger than the trafficking. To the point where I feel like Nicki, I feel like Nicki Minaj was I think she went on this platform with Erica Kirk because just what people are saying is because she has been coming for people in the industry, in her own industry that she's a part of. She's been coming so hard at them that Erie Kirk, that she deleted her IG. She lost lots of followers. I bet she did. I feel like the reason that she went on there, it wasn't because, this is just my opinion. What is going on with these glasses? This is just my opinion. It wasn't because, I don't feel like it was because that's what she believed, right? I don't think that. I think that she did it because she was like Armand said, if you guys listen to him, he said she did this to say F y'all, F what y'all talking about. Because at one point she was asked, like, how do you feel about your peers in the industry, having things to say about you? It's like, oh, I didn't even notice. But what really irked me is how she was putting Donald Trump and the administration on a pedestal, how amazing he is, how amazing this current administration is. And then at one point she said, let me go to my notes. She was like, so JD Vance came out and said that Nicki made a profound statement. And that statement was that just because I want Black young girls to feel beautiful, don't mean that I have to I'm not saying it word for word, but don't mean I have to put down little white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, I'm trying to figure out where all this is coming from, right? She was like, because we already know that there's only one way, and that's their way. There's no other way. And so how's she jumping on the bandwagon right now? I don't understand that. And then she was like, and then we when we talk about immigration, and isn't she what is her culture? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, she never talked about that and what they're doing about that. She never, I mean, did she not hear how Donald Trump talked about Black women? Did she not hear that? And then for Erica, I thought Erica was like just forcing herself to bring Nicki Minaj on to kind of make a point that they believe in, that they like all cultures, that they accept all cultures, that they embrace the Black culture. I don't believe it. I think it was all absurd, if you really want to know. And some people are saying, they're saying, did Nicki Minaj do this to remain, I don't know, to remain like, if she's not getting what she needs out of the culture over here, then maybe she can get what she needs over the culture so she can remain relevant in whatever area or whatever she needs to do. Like, what is Nicki looking for? I didn't get it. Making sure I'm seeing everything I had to say about her. Let me look at the comments real quick. You know how powerful that man was. He had Bill Clinton and Trump and friends, but big government officials, they could have easily changed his identity. We can save it for another conversation. Oh, we can go back to it in just a minute, Montana, because I don't believe that he's alive. Montana says, I think what happened is they told him, either you do it yourself or we'll take care of it. Give him a chance to do it on his own terms. He's on video saying he's the only one that can take 47 down. Harlem said, it's being said she's trying to save her husband. I don't know what is going on with this case. Trinidad. Yes, she's from Trinidad. But came here when she was 5. Right. So she's American. But I mean, she's been here forever. But I heard a lot of conversation, Harlem, that she's doing this to save her man. And I'm like you, I'm like, okay, then what is going on with her man that she has to go and betray? Like, I feel like she's betraying the whole culture. That's just my opinion. But came here, okay. It's like Kai Sinat. He said Black people have no culture, but he benefits off the culture to make his money. Exactly. And I was digging Kai. Yeah, it's just crazy. It just, I guess, when you get money, like, it just changes you. I guess it just changes people. But I don't know. Nicki's been spiraling out of control on everybody. She's been going in on everybody in the industry. But I think I would have to know more about, or I would like to know more about what's going on with his case. And is this why? because they're powerful, right? These are some powerful people that she's playing the game with. And I just felt like I felt like it was forced. I felt like she didn't want to be there and Erica didn't want her there. That's just what I felt. See if I can pull the video up here, which is always got some issues with it. Let me go back. Nicki Minaj. Why is it blue?
So we're just going to dive right into this. You had some fun words for Governor Newsom. Voice, I think it'd be really great. Okay.
Oh, Gabby Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. It'll make you happier than this race that you will not win. Enjoy life.
Okay, so
And kids. Haha, not even.
it's stuck over here. We got to figure out this internet. But anyway, I feel like that really Erica was making a fool out of Nicki Minaj. These are just all my opinions. I'm not sure how everybody else is feeling about it, but I feel like this was like a fumble. Like Harlem said, she lost a lot of followers. People the Barbs wasn't feeling that. And she obviously took her IG down. So I don't know. People are saying that Nicki, like, I don't even know what her problem is with Gavin Newsom, right? I don't even know where that came from. I've never heard Nicki Minaj even politically speak about stuff like that, unless I've been asleep on it. I don't know. But people are saying like this was her last chance and that her career could be suffering. But like on the other hand, people are saying, well, all Nicki Minaj got to do is come out and make another hot video, a hot single, a hot album, and people will forget all about her being on that stage with Erica Kirk. What do you guys think about that? Like, do you think that's all it's going to take? Is all she needs to do is just go get in the studio, make another hot record, and people will forget about what she went and did on that stand. Now, I don't know, because the Barbs are pretty faithful to her, to be like backing off of her, and she's lost a lot of followers. Like, that's pretty crazy for Nicki Minaj. But let me tell you this, my honest opinion about Nicki's talented. Nicki is a rapper. She's good at her craft. And I think she should have just stayed in that lane. I don't understand why she's creating beef with everybody in the industry. I don't understand what's going on with her. I want to understand what's going on with her man's case, and is it worth it? Like, all of this, is it worth it? Does Nicki have a leg to stand on after doing this? I think she could survive it. I think she could survive it if she got it together. I don't think this is the end of her career. It's not over for her. Like, she's too relevant right now. She's making herself not be relevant, but I don't think this was the rock bottom for Nicki. I think it was a bad turn. I think it was a bad mistake, a bad decision, but I don't think it's the end for her. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I'm not a Nicki fan, but I don't know if that is gonna work. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. I just don't know. But anyway, that was my thought about Nicki Minaj. I'm appalled. That's all, to say the least. I'm appalled. All right, so let's talk about David and Celeste really quick and what we found out that's going on. I'm sure you guys have heard. So when they let me finish with these the comments first. I'm the last person to say shut up and dribble, etc. Because your views can change, especially if you have the life event, kids, etc. But coming out of nowhere with no previous political views. So, right, I think, and previously against the current administration comes from disingenuous. Okay, right? I'm on the same page with you now. I feel like I just said, like when have we ever heard Nicki just be politically voiceful? Like when have we heard her support the Trump administration, support Trump? And that's what's so foul. You're right. Like I said in the beginning before we started talking about her, everybody has their opinion, everybody has their choice. If I vote Democrat today and I feel like I want to choose to go to Republican for whatever reasons, I have that choice. But I'm not a politics person. And for me to say I'm against Trump because I'm against 47 and the things that he do, I publicly I am. And then for me just to flip the script and just out of nowhere, after I've came for everybody in my industry, everybody I've been into it with on Instagram in public. And it's like F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. And now I'm sitting on this stage with this woman. I can see through Erica. I'm telling y'all right now, I can see through her. And you're sitting on the stage with her just out of nowhere. Like, where did that come from and why? But again, she has that right to make those changes and do that, whether we like it or not. This is just our opinion, but it's again, like, where did this come from? When did you start being political? Or have you always been political and now you're just being voiceful about it? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Right. Then I'd want to know why, especially if you have a large following. What do you know that we don't know? If it's personal, fine. If you are pushing it on others, why? Or is it really something you believe? Like, are you really coming out because you really are going to stand on business? You're really going to do this? Like, are you really, really going to do this? Or is this just to send a message to people? Like, I don't give a F what you're talking about. I can do and be who I want to. Like, I don't know. I don't know. She got me confused. So anyway, that's Nicki Minaj. I don't get it. So anyway, we can move on. I wanted to talk about David really quick. And if you guys know, so we've been getting some updates on David and Celeste and the situation with the PI. Now, the PI that the owner of the house hired has gone in front of a grand jury with everything. So with all the evidence that he's uncovered and everything that he's been doing on his own, really, the grand jury, they decided to bring him in front of a grand jury. So what is confusing to me is that there was, when he went into the home, whenever the homeowner allowed him in, when he went into the home, if you guys remember, he found a lot of different things that didn't make sense, like that was used for like unaliving people or getting rid of people. One of those things lately that we found out was an incinerator. And this incinerator burns at like 16,000 degrees, right? 1,600 degrees or something like that, really hot, enough to burn a body, like a cremation, right? And so that was one of the items that he found in the home that didn't make sense, that the LAPD didn't take in for evidence. And so you're saying, well, why would they have to take it if it was in a box and not used? Well, because normal people don't have an incinerator just sitting around their home, and it's illegal to have it in the city limits. Did not know that. just a person to have it in the city limits. So we're finding that out. An attorney came on one of the shows that I listened to, and he said, well, the reason that is so important is because it is illegal to have in the city of Los Angeles. You have to be somewhere else to have it or whatever. And then wouldn't you question that? Wouldn't that be a red flag? You found a body in the trunk of this man's car that he's renting, of his Tesla. He's renting this home, or this is his home right now, and you find an incinerator and other things that you would use to unalive somebody. Why wouldn't they take that into evidence? So now the PI is making note of that it's there, even though it hadn't been opened. Why would somebody just need that, something that to burn something at 1600 degrees? And so what do you guys' thought about that? Like, I think that, do we think that, again, LAPD has fumbled the ball? Do we think that, so we know that there is a grand jury that is convening, and that there are 2 suspects that allegedly they are looking to arrest in this situation, and one of them is not David. Allegedly, according to TMZ and the information that they get, one of them is not David. Did David have anything to do with this? We don't know. He hasn't been charged. No one has been charged with this. But it seems very suspicious that it's all his stuff, his house, his car. He went to San Bernardino, whatever, looking at possibly somewhere to hide a body for hours, and came back in the wee hours of the night. Like, all of the things are pointing towards him, but there are other people that are involved. And so why, for the question poses, why did you have the incinerator in your home? What were your intentions? Why was the body in your car? Why was it your house? Why did you go do what you did? Right. So yeah, so why are they saying that he is a suspect, right? But yet they're saying there's 2 people they're looking at to be arrested in this case, and it's not David. They are also saying that David's manager is cooperating with the grand jury, and he's speaking as well, but still not David. Like, I don't know. We haven't heard from David since this has come out. We have not heard or seen from David, but we do know that once it was made public, he did obtain a lawyer. He put a couple of houses in his mom's name. He's not doing any shows. He's not surfaced. He's not doing anything. Yet they're looking at 2 other people. That's the latest in the David and Celeste. And so I guess what we're waiting on is, like, for us to know who these 2 people are that you're going to arrest and why, and does it connect to David? They're saying, well, we really don't know. We can't really say what the relationship was between David and Celeste, whatever, but all things point to David, but they're just calling him a suspect. They're not saying that they're looking to arrest him. So kind of crazy, but interesting. We will continue to hear that. Now, I haven't heard much about Kata Scott and that situation. I'm going to dig into that tonight and tomorrow. So tomorrow when we go live, we'll talk a little bit more about that, because I don't want that to fall by the wayside either. But it's kind of seemed like it's dying down, like Celeste and David kind of died down for a little bit and picked back up. So I'm going to check into that as well. But I'm really just interested in how the LAPD functions. How are they moving and shaking in this whole situation? I think all for me is I want justice for this young baby, like 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl that was unalived in the worst way. And then you're saying that her body was half unfrozen. So they took her somewhere, they dismembered her, they froze her body allegedly, and then they unfroze her, and then they looked for somewhere to, like, really, what are we waiting on if we have the things? So obviously they don't have all the things to make an arrest, but they're getting close. And they said that they're saying that the reason that they haven't really made an arrest or anything official is, of course, waiting on grand jury, but also they don't want to jump into things that they want to make sure that what they do and who they arrest is really that they have something to stand on, that they really have something against these people. But I feel like I'm like Montana said, you know, the first person that gets arrested, or I think that it was Wright or somebody, the first person that gets arrested is the first person that's going to tell it all. So in the interim, whoever they arrest first, and if David had anything to do with it, they're going to tell. They're going to speak. And they're saying, when they say that his manager is actually speaking to the grand jury, they are saying that he's speaking to the grand jury. So that made me feel like, you know, is he telling everything he knows? Or is he really cooperating and just like, I don't know nothing. Like, y'all keep talking to me. You keep asking me. I don't know. So anyway, we'll continue to follow that story and we'll see what happens with Dave and Celeste. Also with Kate and Scott, I still want to know about that. And then let's finally get back onto this Nick Reiner thing. I'm hearing some disturbing stuff, but here it is. Montana called it on the live and said that he could possibly get the charges could be dismissed. Now, let me say this before we totally saying, yeah, Montana, you was right. We're just saying, what I'm saying is what I'm hearing and what I'm finding out is that some attorneys feel like this could be like a celebrity Hollywood situation, right? Where, so you have this prominent celebrity that people loved in the industry and love his wife, right? And then you have his son. And they were like, nobody really knew who Nick was, really. Not like they know Dad. They don't really know who Nick was until now. So, but they loved Rob and Michelle Reiner. And so you're going to have these celebrity folks that are powerful, right? That are going to come and they're going to be like subpoenaed to testify when the trial happens because an argument started where you guys were in the same room with Nick and Rob and you heard the conversation. You also been really good friends with these people and been in their lives, and Rob has told you guys things, right? So they're saying that when we talk about celebrity Hollywood privileges, that no matter what Nick has been diagnosed with, that he still cannot win this case. With the only right now at this point, with the evidence that they're seeing on this side, what I'm talking about on this side of things, with the evidence that they have now, they don't see a way for him to win this case. Here's why. And then we'll talk about what if he can get off. Here's why. Because they're saying that it was a possibility for this to be thrown out had the unaliving happened in a heated moment, in the moment of a heated argument, like what happened at Conan's party. They were in the middle of a heated argument and it just happened, right? So that's off the table as far as that. They're saying that they were possibly in the room sleep and he came because now we're finding out they were stabbed or cut and they had multiple wounds from a sharp forced injury. They had from a sharp forced object had multiple injuries. Were they asleep? They were both in the main suite, in the main master suite of the home. And so found with multiple wounds with a sharp force injury. So the question posed, were they asleep? They say that if it was two people that were unalived by one person like that, they go for the most prominent person. Mr. Reiner was a big guy, so maybe he went for him first and he then went for his mom. But they're saying that with all of this information, there's no way that you can even could Alan Jackson, who is his lawyer, say that it was a temporary insanity why he went in there, but yet you still have that argument. You still have Rob telling his friends that he's scared of him. You still, so with what they have now, they're saying he cannot beat this case. They're saying that a lawyer like Alan Jackson going in and saying that he wants to plead insanity is really, really a tough thing, and that the jurors really don't like this insanity thing when it comes to an unaliving of like your parents or people, period. They don't go for that. Like, jurors don't like that. And so they said that Alan is so smart and so brilliant in this thing, he probably wouldn't even go at it at that angle. But they said, so, but then again, was this premeditated? Like, once they had the argument, did he like, I'm gonna get ready to take them out. I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna wait till they sleep, or I'm gonna wait till the right opportunity. I'm taking them out, right? We don't know that yet, but you have to prove it, right? They're going to have to prove there wasn't another argument struggle. Yeah, and but then that's a hard thing to do also, right? Because if, in fact, maybe there was another argument or struggle, who's going to get to tell us? Nick gets to say that, right? We're going to take Nick's word for it, that there was another struggle once they got home. I don't know. Could have been a struggle. Could have been she sleep. Could have been that Nick was getting dad, and then mom was like, no, Nick, no, Nick. Oh, come here. You know, I don't know. We don't know. Jury is of your peers, aka normal people, not lawyers, not legal scholars, normal people. All you have to do is present enough reasonable doubt. Hey, that's what you have to do. But we don't want them to be starstruck either, right? And then they said, so something on a premeditated thing like that, right? If no Diddy can get off, just saying, hey, but he didn't, but okay. I don't know, right? And so then we're also in another state. That's New York. It's California. But they said then they could, on a premeditated, he could get first degree unaliving with a deadly weapon, and that would be a mandatory life without parole. So if he premeditated it, right? He thought about it and then went and did it. I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to do it. That's mandatory. Now, what we did find out is that Rob was an advocate of the harsh, I forget, they say it a different way, but harsh punishment. Capital punishment or something like that. He was fighting against that. So they're saying, okay, if that's the case, because they actually have enough to say he could get the unaliving penalty, right? But they said California haven't had one of those in years. They don't really do the death penalty anymore, right? So with that said, but they do have that law that they could do it, right? But what they said, they're saying that what if the brother and sister knew that mom and dad were fighting against capital punishment and said, well, we don't want that to happen to him, because they wouldn't have wanted that to happen. They said, the attorney said, yeah, that's well and fine. They have the right to be heard. They will listen to them. But at the end of the day, it's left up to the jurors and the judge of what punishment that he's going to get. They were saying that they started talking about like any inheritance that he would get, or possibly that he was going to get any monies that was due to him. And they said that there's a California law that says that if you unalive your parents or unalive somebody like that you are part of getting any inheritance, it's automatically off the table. You will not get that inheritance no matter what. But you will lose all beneficiaries. They were also saying, but what if he's deemed insanity? If he was deemed incompetent? They said that if he gets deemed insanity and incompetent, what would happen is he would go into a facility for quite some time, right? He would go into a facility quite some time, and then he would still get his payout if he was found to be insane. And then he could be found not guilty by reasonable of insanity. But again, they're saying Alan Jackson probably wouldn't go that route because jurors, this is just what they're saying, jurors are not they're not fans of insanity or of claiming insanity. But then if you look at all his back past and everything that they said that he was already diagnosed with it before this even happened, right? Then maybe it works. I don't know what angle Alan Jackson is going to go at, but what we do know, they're saying what they're saying, the lawyers and people out there in California, they're saying this is going to be one of the biggest trials in America because of the fact of who Mr. Reiner and Michelle were, and because he has so many powerful friends, billionaire, millionaire friends, and some of those people will be subpoenaed to court to have to testify. And so that's why they're saying this is going to be huge. It'll be a huge deal. So, what else did we have? Yeah. So the jury don't have to be fans. They still have to follow exactly legal instruction to go to verdict. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. I just love hearing like different opinions because you get they get these attorneys on these panels on these news outlets, right? And all these attorneys like seem to have you get to hear it, you get to see it from different perspectives, right? And there's so many scenarios of how this can go. So right now they only have a little bit of evidence, it's still being investigated. But the big thing is the insanity thing, being found not guilty. Will this man walk away not guilty by insanity, by being found of being legally insane and have to go into an institution for some years or whatever and still get his payout so he can live his life after that? Will he get off on this? Will they drop the charges, or will they call it insanity, or will he be found guilty of double murder in the first degree? That's why that's what they're supposed to do, but jury selection will be key. Weed out the fans, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. It's a hard thing to do, right? When you talk about a celebrity of that status, especially in the Caucasian world, that he was known. Like you say his name, they know who he is. And all his neighbors, everybody, they loved him. They thought that him and Michelle were just amazing, great people. And they have that support. But they also have a soft spot for Nick, in that Nick is sick, allegedly. So, right, yeah, a jury could still find him innocent. So all of that remains to be seen. It's just the interesting conversations that they're having around this unaliving and this investigation that's going on. Moneyman said that means the brothers and sister is not getting anything until after trial. They probably don't even care. They're probably so sick to their stomach, they don't even care. But then again, they might be like, y'all come on with the coins. We need some coins. But anyway, that's what I have for tonight. I was just wanting to talk about a couple of those things and see what your thoughts were. So we'll see what happened. We're going to continue to follow it all and come back and talk about it. So you guys, if you get a chance to look at any of it, or if you get any information on it, let me know. info.blacklinkmag1@gmail.com. Again, that's info blacklink.mag1@gmail.com. Let me know if you have any information. Rice says the sibling knows what was going on, guaranteed. Absolutely. They said just the day before on Saturday, they were all at the house. So, and they know that he has had issues before. R.I.P. Greg Biffle. Yeah, oh, that's sad. So yeah, they know listen, you guys, people know what goes on in their family. They know the good, the bad, the ugly. Whether they talked about it publicly or not, they knew. So brother and sister know what's going on, what the backstory is. And all we out here from that's on the outside looking in is just putting pieces together, trying to with what they will share, right? So we don't really know, except for what we're given. So again, shout out to Greg Biffle, his entire family, and the families that were affected by the other people that were on the flight as well. Yeah, Montana, I forget to mention that. So, and I feel for you. So anyway, you guys, that's what I have tonight. I appreciate y'all being here with me on a Monday night. It's getting ready to be Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here. So yeah, just 3 more days for whoever celebrates Christmas. I hope y'all are all ready to go. I'm gonna go check out Ray J, see what he got going on. Go see if I can talk some sense into him. He don't seem to listen to me. And I tell him over and over, he just don't listen. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good Monday night. And I'll see y'all right back here tomorrow night. And again, if y'all have any updates, let me know what it's looking like. Other than that, y'all have a good night. Be blessed. And I shall see y'all on the other side, which is tomorrow. Sleep well.